Hello, Taurus. Just wanted to sit down and have a small, brief check-in before we started your reading. This reading is going to be what they call a tower reading. It's to shatter false illusions. And now that I am comfortable enough to sit down and sort of talk about what my expectations of the channel are and are not, I wanted to talk a little bit about how my gift works. I am not the channel that does, your soulmate is coming every week. That's just not what I do. And I've mentioned in a few of the other videos, there's nothing wrong with that. I just don't have that capability in my gift. I think different readers attract different energy, and that's wonderful, and that's how light workers operate. So for me, I serve people that are in transition. That's who I am for. That's not to say everyone is not welcome here. Everyone is welcome here. But that is primarily who I serve. So if that is you, you're the person who is the nurturer in your family, the person who has a lot on your plate, the person who is running a show, or you have sort of come to a point in your journey where you just don't have that little bit of extra information, and you need something extra just to get you to that next level. That is what I'm here for. And it's a safe place, it's a good place to just come and get some uplifting energy. Nothing I say in my readings is ever meant to disturb anyone, so if it's sounding like that, I assure you it's never meant to sound that way. So that being said, Taurus, let's start. Get some cards for you. Save one more card for Taurus. One more card, please, for Taurus. And then two more came out, so we'll just take those. Okay, Taurus, so as I mentioned, this is a tower reading. This talks about shattering false illusions. And it's just, I think it's an interesting spread. That's something a little bit different. I don't really like doing the monthly readings where it's broken up into I don't subscribe to the energy changing mid-month. It's not to say it can't be done or it's wrong. Again, my gift just doesn't work that way. But I do think there are other readings that we can do, and there are so many to see where you are and help you out. So this is one of them, and it's a really nice one. Again, this is what is no longer true. If you have something going on and it's a yes or a no, it's a yes, just right out of the gate. But I think you're cutting off old ideas. If you've had some old belief systems in place for a while, I think you're over that. I think you're more willing to accept new ideas now. And I think you're coming to that place. I think you may have been stuck for a while with at least one severe idea that was holding you back. This may have been a belief about a person, a relationship, something, and you just could not get past it. You may have had a blindfold on about how someone was. Maybe you thought they were a little bit better than they were. Maybe a lot of people were telling you, oh, this person's not so great. And Taurus people, they believe what they believe. It's a blessing and a curse. But I think you are now getting to the point where you are willing to accept an idea that serves you more than this other person or persons. So this is what's no longer true for you, Taurus. What is waking you up? I think you finally saw through someone's BS, and I think they put their own foot in it, to be honest. I think they said or did something that sort of in the snap of a finger. You may have even heard them say this many, many times, but there was just something about the way they said or did it this last time that you were like, nope, I can see it now. And I think you were tired of seeing other people being happy, genuinely happy, while you were frustrated. And again, this could be business or relationships or just a general state of contentment. Or while you were listening, there's just something in your gut, something in the back of your brain rattling around, and you were like, nope, I'm tired of hearing the same thing and just feeling this nagging feeling that it's off. So I think you just didn't want to keep dragging something behind you like a ball and chain where you had this nagging feeling. So this card talks about tricks that the material world plays, and for a Taurus, this is about the material. I think for a Taurus, sometimes we may think all signs, but Taurus in particular may think they can take comfort in if I go on a vacation, if I replace my wardrobe, if I shop that sale, I can, basically if I change everything about myself, if I completely revamp myself, I will feel better. And it's not even necessarily a mental plan, you just find yourself doing it. Don't do that. Because this is just not a good time for Taurus people in terms of spending. So don't let this become an issue, Taurus, where that material itch becomes something you need to scratch. It's just not a great time. If you need one thing, I'm not saying deprive yourself. Go get one dress, one new toy for the for the girls if it's a new dress, for the guys if it's a new accessory. Just one. Just keep it to one. What belief do you have to release during this time, Taurus? Taurus, just give me a minute because there's something coming in on this card. Okay, Taurus, the belief for some of you is that you had to be everywhere at once. You're just spreading yourself too thin. That you were turning all the wheels at once. You had to be the star in everyone's sky. You're just the nurturer, but being stretched way too thin. And for some of you, what I'm hearing is that you would be considered less than if you could not fulfill this role. You wouldn't be as good of a mother, you wouldn't be as good of a wife, you wouldn't be as good of a husband, you wouldn't be as good of a, whatever it is. You would be failing somehow if you were not fulfilling this role where you were in 3 different places at once. So you need to let this go. Because you're human. So you need to let this go. What new possibilities forming? Your role, your new role, but I'm sorry, Taurus, give me a moment, please. But how you... But I think it's how you see that role. So it's not about anybody, it's how you perceive this role. Because I think, it's typically this, but it's you feel disrupted right now in your own role somehow, within your world, within your household, wherever you value your role most, whether that's a career person, within your household, it's disrupted now. So we need to work on rebuilding that so that you are back in this energy. How can you get back to divine inspiration? I've talked about this in other readings. Divine inspiration is different than your inspiration. Divine inspiration is what you were meant to do, how you were divinely meant to be inspired. This could have to do with getting finances better under control so that you feel you can do what you want to do. Because a lot of times it's not really about the finances, it's just about you feeling that you're the head of the household, whether that's the business, the house, typically whoever controls the purse controls, and a lot of people hand the household finances over to the head of the household. This is all I'm getting for this class. Something about the finances, Taurus. So if money has felt like it's a little out of control, you may even just want to buy a program, just to look at them, just to see what's going in and out. You may have just not have been as organized lately, you know, with that. What gets rid of what you don't need? I think, again, there's this frantic running. I don't think there's any rest after the fight. I think it's just you running and running and being so frazzled. I think you regrouping, getting some rest, and not being this, you know, we have the Knight here. So normally the Knight is this way. But resting, with worries, you know, but we have the Knight this way. So, about to fall on the swords of all things. You know, I think what's going to get rid of this is for you to be in a state of repose. You know, some rest, reorganization. We'll get you back where you need to be. What risks should you take? Taurus, I think you need to get back to some of that youthful energy. If you are going to spend money, spend it on something ridiculous. I'm not saying go blow a ton of money and put yourself in debt. I'm saying take a little bit of money and spend it on something silly. Something maybe you wanted to buy when you were a kid, like maybe a cheap model airplane. Something little and silly to kind of reset your energy from this very serious, heavy thing into something youthful and fun. Go take a little risk and take a little bit of money and just go buy something silly to put you in touch with a lighter energy. Find a way to reconnect with your younger self, to reset this energy. That's what you need. You've fallen into this mature, heavy state, and you need to break that and reconnect with this different energy inside of yourself. And that is going to help you tremendously. But you know, there's a hesitation to do that because to you that feels irresponsible, that feels immature, that feels like you're not doing what you're supposed to do, you know, that feels like you're not, you know, taking care of everyone. This is what you need to do. So Taurus, for some reason, we had 2 extra cards that fell out, so let's see what those are. Here we go. We have these 2 energies fighting each other. So we want you here in this flowing energy, but we have you here in this more stern energy, and they're opposing each other. So again, Taurus, that's the advice for you for this tarot reading. It was a great read, by the way. Simple solution, simpler than you think. So Taurus, it was great sitting with you. Take care.